Hey Xavier, today we're going to be continuing to learn about equivalent fractions, but instead of only drawing visual models, we're going to start using multiplication and division. So we're going to start by drawing 1/2. We have our fraction bar. We're going to split it into two pieces. Move out the light. There we go. And we're going to shade 1/2 of them. So this represents 1/2, and we want to make an equivalent fraction. We can do this by cutting each piece into two pieces. So we have that piece into two pieces and this piece into two pieces. Now we have 4 total pieces and 2 of them are shaded. Half of the entire fraction bar is still shaded, so that means these fractions are equivalent. They make the same amount shaded. We didn't add any more shaded part and we didn't take any away. So 1/2 equals 2/4. Let's do another one. So far, this is just a review from yesterday. We still have the 1/2, and we're going to now cut this into 3 parts for each of these pieces. So we'll cut here and here. Now let's see, we have 6 total pieces, and 3 of them are shaded. So 1/2 is equal to or equivalent to 3/6 because half of our fraction bar is shaded. We're going to do one more. We're going to shade half. All right, and now we're going to cut this into 4ths for each piece. We're going to get very small. Notice each time that we cut into more pieces, each piece gets smaller. So now we have 8 total pieces. We started with 1/2. We have 8 total pieces. 4 of them are shaded, and half of the entire figure is still shaded, so these fractions are equivalent. Now, this has been all review from yesterday. We're going to try to find a pattern that we notice. So if we see, to get from our numerator of having 1 piece shaded to our numerator of having 2 pieces shaded, what we have to do is multiply by 2. And this makes sense because we split our shaded piece into 2 pieces. Now let's look at the denominator. We went from 2 pieces total to having 4 pieces total. Once again, we multiplied by 2. If you notice, we multiplied both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Let's see if this pattern of multiplying by the same number works for the next fraction. We started with 1/2 and we had 1 part shaded. We cut the shaded part into 3 pieces, so we have to multiply 1 times 3. Let's see if we multiply by 3 on the bottom, we'll get 6. So we started with 2 pieces total. We now have a total of 6 pieces. 2 times 3 equals 6. So once again, we can see the pattern works, where we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Let's do it here. We had 1 piece shaded. Now we have 4 parts shaded. 1 times 4 gets us to 4. And let's see if it works on the bottom. 2 times 4 equals 8. So once again, we multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So the pattern is multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. So we're going to use this pattern and this rule to create equivalent fractions just using multiplication. So let's do 1/3. We're starting with 1/3, and let's see if we can make a few equivalent fractions. Let's see, if we had 1/3 and we wanted to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2, so we're splitting the shaded part into 2 pieces, and we're cutting each part into 2 pieces. Ooh, sorry, I know it's blurry. Here we go. Let's see. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So 1/3 should be equivalent to 2/6. Let's check our work. We're not going to have to do it for everyone, but I want to make sure we see how we're getting 2/6. We have 3 pieces. We're shading one of them, and we're cutting each piece into 2 pieces. Oh, now we have 2 shaded, our numerator, and we have 6 total pieces, our denominator. So 1/3 is equivalent to 2/6. We can make another equivalent fraction by this time multiplying by another number. Let's multiply by 5. Let's see. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 5 is 15. 1/3 is equivalent to 5/15. And that makes sense because 1 times 3 is 3, so 1 is 1/3 of 3. 5 times 3 is 15, so 5 is 1/3 of 15. All right, let's try one more, creating equivalent fractions, then we're going to do one where we have to find the missing part. Let's do 3/4. So this time we don't have a numerator of 1. Even though the numerator is not 1, that means there's more than one piece shaded, we can still use our rule of multiplying by the same number to get to another equivalent fraction. Let's multiply by 2. So let's see. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. So, sorry, the light's getting in the way. There we go. So 3/4 equals 6/8. These are equivalent. If we wanted to do 3/4 and we want to multiply by 10, let's see. 3 times 10 is 30. 4 times 10 is 40. We made another equivalent fraction. As long as we're multiplying by the same number on the numerator and the denominator, then we're going to get an equivalent fraction. Finally, we're going to do if we have a missing numerator or a missing denominator. Let's start with 1/2. So if we are given 1/2 and we're given a denominator of 10, but we don't know that numerator, we have a missing numerator. What we can do is use that rule of multiplying by the top and bottom to figure out what that missing numerator is. So let's see. I know that we can multiply 2 times 5 to get to 10. So let's do the same thing on the top. 1 times 5 equals 5. Let's see. 1/2 is equivalent to 5/10, and that makes sense because 1 is half of 2 and 5 is half of 10. Let's do it if we had a missing denominator. Let's do 1/3 equals 4 over a missing denominator. Let's see. 1 times 4 equals 4. Oops, sorry, that light again. There we go. 1 times 4 equals 4. And now let's multiply by 4 on the bottom. 3 times 4 is 12. 1/3 is equivalent to 4/12. Last one, and then we'll be done. If you had a missing numerator in the first fraction, let's see, we can do. Okay, so let's think. 5 times what can get us to 20? 5, 10, 15, 20. So we had to count by 5 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. So let's think, what can we multiply by 4 to get to 8? We know that 2 times 4 is 8, so our missing numerator is 2. 2 times 4 is 8, so 2/5 is equivalent to 8/20. Let me know if you have any questions. Your mom can text or email me. We hope you feel better soon.